Okay, so now that we've had over a month to play Sonic Frontiers, I can finally say I beat it, and we're doing a full-on spoiler review. So, let's start off with Amy. If you didn't see my last video, Amy has more depth, meaning that she's actually my friend. Not in a way that, like, I'm just running around and she's chasing me. And Sega made me actually have concern for her, which is nice because I'm not that much of a jerk. Like, a thing that I also noticed was that the Coco situations are kind of similar to the situations that the characters are in. Like, for example, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. We'll get into those situations later. For example, Amy's situation represents that some things are worth sacrificing to get happiness in your life. This could be a stretch, but this could represent Amy and Gamma's situation where, well, Gamma sacrificed himself to make everyone happy, including Amy.
You take a minute. I'm gonna keep moving.
Now, the relationship between Knuckles and me in this game is superb. I love all the charming stuff about all the dialogue that's being said. For example, of how much bickering there is. It's not annoying bickering. It's, well, as I said, charming bickering, because it shows more about Knuckles and my relationship. Knuckles went from a stupid dude to a tough guy that actually has emotion that's not like war. That's why you call it war. Knuckles, he kind of feels like that one friend that you'll fight 2 minutes later and then you're still bros. It also expands on more of Knuckles' appreciation of his own tribe and culture of Angel Island, since he gets very nostalgic when he sees the ruins. Which also leads into Knuckles' Coco situation. The Coco learning how to become more independent represents Knuckles becoming more independent when his tribe got destroyed. So Knuckles thought that he should help the Coco because they reminded him of himself, since they have so much in common since, well, he is the last Echidna. Which goes into how, well, Knuckles never really talked about how, like, he was the last Echidna of his, like, tribe, and he never really gets sad about it during the games. Not even in Adventure, or Adventure 2. Then this expands on it more by telling us that Knuckles actually thinks about this stuff, while I'm his therapist and making him feel better. And let's just appreciate how our relationship is depicted in this game. Which goes into Tails' situation, which is the most emotional character situation we have. You see, Tails is feeling like he's, well, useless. Mainly because, well, in the last game, he just, Sonic, help me, please! And instead of retconning this, Tails actually feels sad and feels like he's almost, well, inconsistent with his courage. Like in SA1, he had an entire arc where he overcomes not relying on me, as I comfort him, as he decides that he's gonna be more independent. Then there's Tails' Coco situation. You see, this Coco, well, thinks that he's still making, like, weapons. So it believes that it's still in the time where they still had all of those things.
I'm sure you've
Tails is having trouble lying to
you do?
this Coco to make it peaceful.
I helped them
But this
out.
represents that there are difficult
Isn't
things
that
to do
cruel?
to make peace
Their battle is
and to
well
make
over.
everyone
This
happy.
feels
Such as
dishonest.
Tails needing to muster up that courage to save everyone and to stray away from me.
But we are bringing them peace.
Well, when you put it that way,
I love the absolute epicness of all of these fights. Like, look at that combo. And, which, speaking of, I love all the new abilities and combos that you can just spam. There's not really skill in this because some moves you just have to hold for like 20 seconds and then you could beat the boss. But it'll do a lot of damage and they look really cool. For someone who's like new to these type of games, I'd say it's pretty good. It's not really that much of a fighting combo game like Well, I'll do another one of my games, for example. Sonic Unleashed, the night stages. Those have really quick time combos and very complex for the average Sonic player. This is what takes away points from my original score. The villains, well, Eggman, Sage, and whatever the end is, they're kind of weak. Eggman and Sage's relationship isn't even that, well, interesting. They try to guilt us with, well, not guilt us, they try to make us emotional with Eggman and Sage's relationship, but I don't think it worked. They barely had any moments with each other where they're treating each other like equals, or like, as it's stated, father and daughter. And the real villain, the end, should have been, well, way more explained. I know they had a cutscene with the end, but, bro, there was no talking in it. There was just alien language. And the thing is, the end is just a force. It's not even some type of thing. It's just some random force. This random force can't fight me. This made it a 9.5 out of 10.